New listing numbers are down from the previous week, but sales are up 72% over that same period. We might be in for a wild ride this spring. Find out how more sales will affect buyers and sellers over the coming months on your Monday Market Monitor. We are back with your Monday Market Monitor, and the numbers this week have a little bit more of a positive feeling to them. So let's take a dive into the Real Estate Board of Greater Vancouver stats for the week of January 16th to January 22nd, 2023. As always, we start with the new listings. Last week, we had 861 new listings come to the market, which was actually down 43 listings from the previous week. This is a number that will continue to be pivotal over the next couple of weeks as we desperately need to bring inventory levels up to a more balanced and sustainable level because they've been too low. Remember, little inventory could very well push the buyers in our marketplace into competitive situations, which of course no buyer wants to be in. Side note, there are a number of new rules surrounding multiple offers and the rights that buyers now have. I'm going to try and get out a video about that soon, but if you are a buyer or a seller and you want to know how this will affect you for your future purchase or sale, hit me up and we can have a chat about that. Back to the numbers. When it comes to the number of listings that expired or came to the end of their term, we hit 64 of those last week. And as long as this number stays sort of under that 85 unit mark, then there's really nothing to write home about because that's all in line with the averages. But what is interesting to me is that there were only 126 price changes last week. To me, this number is very low, given that 3,518 listed properties right now, both attached and detached, have been on the market for more than 100 days. So there feels like there's a disconnect somewhere. Perhaps it's the sellers don't understand the market right now, or agents are not communicating what is actually happening in the marketplace. But what I do know is that without proper pricing in this new market, you're doomed to fail and obviously be on the market for more than 100 days. So, okay, on to the most positive data point from last week, and that is the number of sales. So we hit 302 sales last week, yay! Which is the highest number of properties sold in 6 weeks, which is very positive, and that's really because there was a bunch of new inventory that came to the market since January 2nd. Well, you might ask, Rhiannon, how do you know that it's new listings that are driving the sales? Well, that's because 18.2% of those sales last week were sold at or above the list price, and it turns out that 23% of those 302 successful sales were done within 10 days of them being listed for sale. So what that tells us is that new and well-priced product that is coming to the market is moving, which is great for anybody right now thinking of selling. This is a great time to do it. And finally, we have the last 2 data points that I tracked. Turns out that 57% of the listings sold were under $1 million last week, and this number seems to be tracking lower than it was before the holidays, but we'll keep an eye on that. But the percentage of attached homes to detached homes that are selling has remained steady at 69% for the last 3 weeks. Now, I don't know why that is the case, but perhaps there's something that we can sort of glean from some of the data over the next couple of weeks to figure out why that is, why that's a number that is sticking right now. Well, that's all for this week. Remember, if you want an in-depth conversation about the real estate market in Vancouver and how the stats are going to affect your spring home sale or your home purchase, then reach out for some expert advice. Thank you so much for tuning into your Monday Market Monitor, and we'll see you in the next video.